Hello everybody, I'm Lori. Welcome back to Milkweeds and Roses. Well, it's one of those days in spring. At least here in my Zone 5B garden, spring means it could be 80 degrees one day and 32 the next. And we're indoors because it's the next. It's pretty cold and rainy, drizzly out there. We need the rain, so it's all good. But what that means is that, yes, there's some garden jobs that I need to do. Time marches on, and we just have to do them indoors. Do you remember a video where I talked about I usually wait until the end of March to plant up my dahlias that I store for winter? I don't store a lot of dahlias. They don't always make it through the winter. A lot of it depends on the condition they're in when I pull them. How well they store over the winter, that's always the case. I've tried different methods. I've tried the baggy method. I've tried the saran wrap method. I tried a couple different things this year, and so far so good. Like I said, limited number of sample size here, but so far so good. So for the ones that I have stored that I am now ready to pot up, I usually just pot those up once. In an appropriate sized container, and then put them out in late May, early June, because the soil temperature here doesn't get quite warm enough to make those dahlias grow, and they take so long to grow. I've had dahlias in the past that I've planted where it froze before they had a chance to bloom. I know, very frustrating. So I have learned that yes, I do need to pot them up sometime in the early spring if I want any sort of flower show during the summer. Now, I have my garden helpers here observing, and my Gabe, yes. But we've got some dahlias to plant up, as well as some calla lilies. Some of the seeds that I have started are taking off. I've had pretty good germination rate, and that's not always the case. But I'll give you an update on that. And also a couple of monstera cuttings that I made this winter from a plant that I needed to prune in my sunroom. It was just kind of sprawling all over. So I pruned it hard and put a couple of the cuttings, 3 of them, in just a vase of water, and they're rooting. So, hey, bonus. Anyway, let's get to the dahlias. All right, here we go. So first of all, I have Aztec Veracruz. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but it's actually started to sprout. See some little sprouts? Isn't that cool? So yeah, he's saying, get me in some dirt. I got some business to do. So I've got a nice sized container here that I'm going to do. In fact, it looks like some little nubules. I need to check over him and make sure there's no little soft pieces that have fallen off. Now that's what these are. So I'll just toss those. I don't need to plant those. But so you go over and check out the tubers, make sure all of them are firm, substantial, clean, nothing squishy, soft, rotten, you know. Okay, I think we're good to go. And I'm just gonna put it in some, that's actually started to, has that started to sprout? That's another little tuber that's still firm. I might throw that in there too. It just, I think probably broke off. And we'll see. And then I have some fresh compost because I do need the fertility to take off. Let's do that. Let me show you how I stored them, by the way. I think I showed you that maybe earlier. I stored my calla lilies the same way. This is just, let me show you down here. This is just small animal bedding, shaved wood, really, for my Paja lily and my frozen queen lilies. And it keeps them dry. I check on them, oh, maybe every 3rd week or something. I kept them covered in this airtight little plastic container on a shelf in my unheated but attached garage. And I mean, see, look, can you see they're starting to sprout? Again, that's how they're saying, okay, where's the soil? We got work to do. So they're coming along. I like that. So that's a win for me. Now the problem I made is, I didn't really write down which one was which. So I'll find out when they actually grow, and they grow a little bit more, which it's the frozen queen or the Paja lily. So Either way, it's pretty. Am I right? So I stored the dahlias the same way, in little containers that I just put the label in from the ground. Edge of Joy. I just stored them in there. And there was I had a huge pot that I wheeled into the garage, ceramic, it's not weatherproof, that I plant roses in, you know, bigger annuals, that type of thing. And I wheel it in and out of the garage depending on the weather. But that's actually what this beast was in. A bunch of shavings on top of that, along with a non-hardy geranium. And the geranium is still alive, so I'm going to keep that in that pot, depending on what else I put in there. But it was just covered with some wood shavings, sitting right on top of a huge urn, a huge bunch of dirt, and covered up in wood shavings, and it's come alive. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm looking for ways to save space that still keeps these tubers alive, keeps the plants alive over the winter. So that might be a new possibility. We'll see. Anyway, let's get this potted up. So I had some, this is just your sort of generic leftover potting soil. Okay. Let me just put this big boy in here. Get him a little deeper. Now these I'll put in a sunny spot, probably in my sunroom, or I have some grow lights still here in the basement. Oof, this is gonna be a mess. Hello, Mr. Spider. They're needed, yeah, you know. But yeah, they're needed outside. I had one of those knock on the door, and you know, said he was a pest control guy, and he was treating a neighbor's house just up the street, and you know, discount if I join in, and you know, that'd be great. I never trust that stuff. But you know, he was hired to eliminate spiders outside her house. I'm like, spiders? You were called to pay, you paid someone to eliminate spiders outside. I don't understand that, because spiders are supposed to be outside. Because he said, you know, eliminate spiders and eliminate mosquitoes and eliminate moths and eliminate, and I'm like, you know, spiders outside eat the moths and the bugs you don't want. So yeah, I don't understand that part. But yeah, I'm like, no, I'm a wildlife pollinator garden. You want the bugs, you want them outside, granted, but wow, that was a new one. Okay, save some money on that guy, huh? Save some money there. I didn't hire him to eliminate my outside spiders. Okay, let's add some more compost here. Oop. Smidge. Boy, what a racket this compost stuff is. You know what I mean? I would love to make my own. And in fact, hold on, let me get this. In fact, this year I'm going to look into where I would put that in my garden. The space is a premium, but I would love to make my own garden compost. I would still probably get it mulched every year, every other year. That's a different thing. We use wood mulch that we hire a crew to come in and do. Again, my back, I have to be conscious of that. But yeah, it's that would be nice. I don't know where I'd even put a composter, but boy, what a racket. Like I said, you pay a fortune for bags of dirt, and the old farm girl in me finds that a little hard to take, you know? I think I'm gonna put some vermiculite on the top. Helps with preventing fungus, gnats, all that fun jazz when you're growing something and keeping it moist inside. Now we water it. And I have to remember to put that tag right back in there. Oops, tag, right. Aztec Veracruz dahlia. Okay, so the next one. There we go. Checking over the tubers. Nice and firm. No squish, no stink, no mush. Pretty clean. All right, so add some more dirt. And I think I'm gonna pre-moisten this dirt this time. That might be a little bit easier. Kind of reminds me like mud pie kind of stuff. Fill this up. And this is another Veracruz, I believe. Oh, are you gonna come help me? What are you doing? It's not food. It's not dinner, honey. Oh, do you now? Or will you just have something? Oh, he's got the boo-boo lip. Can you see? You have something to say? What is it? What is it, Gabe? What's going on? Did you need to go outside? No? Do you want to go outside? What do you think? I don't know. Is that what it is? Oh, and now we've got more company. Hello. You have something to say? What's going on? Are you helping? All right. Okay. There we go. Vermiculite on the top. Oof. More water to settle the dust. Okay. Are you going to let me pot up one more, Gabe? Or are you going to have a cow? I think there might be a task at hand that needs to be taken care of. Is that right? Huh? Do you need something? You do. Do you need something? Do you? Oh, what is it? Oh, it's like, don't pick on Buddy. He doesn't like it. He's not digging it. Don't pick on him. Well, okay. I see. I think somebody needs to go outside. To be continued. Okay, I'm back. Yes, they had to go outside. Well, they let you know, or at least the Chihuahua lets me know. Okay, where were we? Yes, Edge of Joy dahlias and potting up frozen queen calla lilies. So, again, we've got the pre-moistened compost that I'm adding here. So there's all kinds of this stuff you can find in your local pet stores, you name it, but just water conditioner is all I use. And it just takes the tiniest amount to treat a canister. I mean, like literally drops. Water it. There we go. Take a look at it. And I already took these out of the animal bedding. These are all Edge of Joy dahlias. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 clumps. These are pretty little. They kind of broke apart, but I'll put those all in one container. And again, they're not going to stay in here. This is just to get them sprouted to start, because our seasons, or otherwise our grow seasons, are pretty short when you consider the warmth that a dahlia needs to grow. I'm talking about the warmth of the soil, not the warmth of the sun, because we've had some 80-degree days around here, but it's not a duration long enough to get the temperature above, the soil temperature above 55, and that's what you need for dahlias, because these are tropical plants for the most part. So there's some people who are in warmer climates than my zone 5B who can just leave these in the ground and they grow year after year, and I think that would be awesome. So long as they're protected from the wind and from being cold and wet, because that is the death knell for a lot of these non-hardy plants. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm gonna need another pot. Okay, hold on, to be continued. Okay, I found a couple other containers. These were outdoors, they're ceramic, so they're definitely large enough in size. You know, this one is a bit heavy, frankly, but I figure I could put all of the lilies, the calla lilies, in the bigger one, and then this last small Edge of joy dahlia in this red one. So let's go ahead and fill that up with soil. I'm going to need to block the bottom with a rock so that the soil doesn't leak out. So I do have one right here. Okay, let's put some soil in there. Now this one has some little, do you see the little growth point? Little starting to take off. Wanting to do more. Wants to do more. Let's see what we have here. I'm not sure that all of these are going to grow, but we're going to try it. Adding some water. Let me go, I'll set this aside because it'll need to be watered in completely. So another rock in the bottom for, not about drainage, it's about stopping the soil from falling out. You know, now these don't have to be, because they're smaller bulbs, they don't have to be planted as deeply as the dahlias. Moisten the compost a bit. Okay, and again, I'm unable to discern the frozen queen from the Paja lily. Unfortunately, I didn't separate those and label them when I was putting these together. So, we shall see, shall we? There's one tiny little one, but even that, it's viable, it's working, that's all right. I plant these close together. Some soil. Water to moisten. No more rocks inside for putting in the bottom of this pot. What I do have is an old fish filter from a fish tank I no longer use. So it's just mesh and it's meant to be permeable, but it would stop the soil from leaking through the hole here, the drainage hole in the bottom. So water can drain, but the soil won't fall out. So let's make the most of this one, shall we? There we go. Put that in the bottom over the hole and put in the soil. And as far as how much moisture you need in this, you'll know it when you feel it, I'd like to think. Not so much that it balls up and stays hard, but that you can squeeze it and make something of it, right? Then you know you've got enough moisture in there. If it just crumbles like dust, then you don't have enough. Too much and it's like putty, so you don't want that. Putting the soil in. Okay, I can hear the chihuahua coming down again. Hey there, bud. There he is. Always has to come up and see what I'm doing. What is that? Yeah? Nothing for dinner. No, it's okay. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3. Oh, and my leftover dahlia. I don't know if that will go anywhere, do anything, but we're gonna put that one in the middle just in case. Okay, I'm gonna use the seed starter mix because we're just talking about the top inch or so, and the rest of it where the roots are is gonna be super fertile. It's all new either way. Water with some water treatment added. Water the soil, and again, this is just to eliminate air pockets, keep the soil moist for the sake of germination, and then I won't water it again until it starts to until these start to sprout. It'd be a shame to get this far and then have them rot in a wet pot before they get a chance to sprout. Here, when I got the tubers all the way through the winter. Vermiculite on the surface. This is just to help with, fungus, gnats, that type of thing. It doesn't block the light. It just makes it harder for the fungus gnats to have a party. Okay, with just a quick spray of water. This is nothing but water. I'm gonna find a sunny spot to put these containers so that they have a good amount of light to help them sprout, and I'll just keep monitoring them and see what happens. I'll keep you posted. Every little step in the process right now is still exciting, even on kind of crummy days like this. There's still some gardening things to do, and that brightens my day anyway. I don't know about you. So, hey, it's a goal. Check something off your list. Feel good about the day. That's the way I look at it. Anyway, I hope that things are green and growing in your little corner of heaven. Let's just keep gardening together. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you soon.